Good evening, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Carpo After Dark. I've wandered out into the front yard here. Thought I'd make a quick video while I've got a moment. And I guess the subject I wanted to tackle was balancing ego versus humility. And the reason I chose that subject is because it popped into my head as I was walking out the door. And the special consideration to it that I'm giving here is regarding the aspect of business, or of trying to, what they would say, do something with your life, to try to earn your way in either the business world or simply just have a job that you enjoy, that you feel responsible and respectful, you feel respected, that you feel like you're financially stable and able to take care of yourself. And what we call first world problems here in the West, they seem like small things in the big picture. And they say, oh, this person's worried about a raise, but these people are starving in this country. And yes, there are always bigger concerns that we can compare it to. But there's still real problems. And one of the biggest issues that's the most difficult to express and explain in all its glory and all the facets is how we are forced in the West. If you want to live in, say, America, and you want to be a citizen in this country, you have to have identification. You have to purchase identification. If you want to get anywhere, you have to have a car. And to have a car, you have to have insurance, and so on down the list. And you're basically trapped as a number. Now, you can opt out of that. You can go off the grid. But somebody's always paying property tax, or you have to worry about being evicted. There's always a concern. And so every problem, however small, is still an issue. But one thing that sets the West apart is the potential for growth. That we're told that if we work hard, we can succeed. And in a capitalist economy, it's that desire for wealth and recognition, ultimately respect. And we associate wealth with respect. And most rich people who are still after money aren't really after money. They're after the respect that comes with having more money. And there's kind of a little issue there about how, the people, some of the leaders in this world who demand respect, but will only give it to people who give it to them first. That's the type of mentality that we're dealing with a lot of people. But when it comes to our direct problems here in the West, many of us who don't want to climb the ladder find ourselves at the bottom, struggling to survive. So in order to climb that ladder, you have to bust your ass and bust other people's asses. And generally, in order to really make it big in this world, in this nation, you have to do it at the expense of someone else, generally. And this isn't universal. It's just something that happens. If you want to be the CEO of a company, you've got to do some things that maybe you wouldn't want to do. And perhaps you have to lower your standards and your values a little bit. Maybe not. I guess it depends on the person. I, for one, wouldn't want to have to lower my standards to where I would harm anyone or steal from anyone in order to make income. But that's something that's deemed to be okay in the business world, and I won't buy into it. So therefore, what do I do as an individual? There was a time when we could climb and become millionaires, but the money's become so consolidated in this world, it's very difficult to get ahead. And it doesn't mean that we can't live well, that we can't earn enough to survive. But I guess what I'm getting at is that we are trapped into this system here in the West. Even though these first world problems seem small, they're still large in the big picture. You see, we can't just wander into the mountains and build a small village and live in peace. There's nowhere to go. There's no escape. And the world's becoming smaller and smaller. And the truth is, if you stacked everybody in the world up, I'm sure many of you have seen the charts of how large of an area it would cover. It's not very much. The Earth has a lot of space, but it's a matter of what we do with that space and how much we waste on golf courses, or how much we pollute, how much we deforest, how much we damage, strip. But of course this isn't about that. But really it is. We're all part of this world, and regardless of whether we're rich or poor, if we want to get anywhere in this world, then it's very difficult to balance ego and pride with humility and justice. We want to have nice things, but we know that others are suffering. We want to share, but we know that no amount of balance and sharing with everyone, if everyone in the world were able to divide their money up equally, it would not make a difference in the long run, because money is not the power. The power comes with who owns the resources and who holds the reins, and many of us are just at the mercy of others. I'm not sure what to do about it. I want to see that I'd love to be successful in my life, and sure, I'd love to be a millionaire. I think I could do good things with it. Truth is, I live hand to mouth most of the time, and it's just become the way that Americans live. Most Americans, you talk about middle class, it's, quickly dwindling to just a two-class system. So we have the oligarchy. We're doing our best to make it through. Well, enough for this ramble. I guess I'm going to go now. I wish you all the best, and have a wonderful night. Take care now.